There we go. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Hide video panel. There we go. So I'm assuming that everybody can still hear me and heh, I don't have the video panel, so I can't tell if you're there, but give me a sec. You know what? If someone could just unmute themselves and tell me if you could hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
There we go. Okay, thank you, Joe. All right. So today, as I mentioned, I'm just gonna go through Mount Kurama a little bit at a high level, but I do not want to spend uh, too much time on it. I'm going to show the more beautiful things about it and a little bit on how I got there. So I put 15 to 30 minutes for that, and then we're going to do the meditation, which is going to um, kind of it's going to take, I say, 30 to 45 minutes of just I'll be doing that quantum healing in between or as part of the meditation, which probably takes 15, 20 minutes to do as you're kind of sitting there in that etheric spiritual pyramid. So, and that's to help, like I said, it's to help with the flow and um, clean out kind of this last year and clean out what doesn't serve us anymore, kind of through this holiday season, and then just kind of bring in more energies for a flow. And the guides have been kind of telling me what they want me to say through this, so we'll see what comes of it. Um, so this is my presentation. It's not many slides here, but uh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going back and forth between that and then some images that I have, like different areas that I want to show. And so let's start with Mount Kurama, which they call Kurama Yama. Yama means mountain. And so I am okay, so I flew in Narita right beside Tokyo, and I took a bullet train here that's about a couple hours. It comes at 100 miles an hour. I'm pretty sure it moves super fast. So I'm in Kyoto right now. Mount Kurama is um, just north of it. So what I did is I stayed in a kind of residential area for a week, and then I decided I'm going to stay longer. So I take kind of the train all the way north to Kurama, and I'm just going to keep expanding here in case you ever want to come down. Um, what I find interesting, so you'll see the symbols, swastika. That means temple. It's always meant temple. It was just um, taken by I'll say a group of people who wanted to do a lot of harm. But you'll see those everywhere. As those, I mean, it's normal for them, and it's used all over the world. And it was used in a nice way all over the world even before, and until it was appropriated and is now illegal in some places. But here, it's just normal to say, that's a temple. So Kurama is where um, if I'm going to take the train, it comes and it stops at Kurama Station. And the area of the mountain that I go around are these kind of this trail here. So I start at get off at Kurama, and then I end up uh, at I think it's Kafun. So it's a small town, and you can walk back. It's a half-hour walk back to Kabuna, yeah, Kabunaguchi. I've never said it out loud, but I have seen it many times. So there are two ways to enter. You can enter the park. There's a small gate here, and let's say that's the west side, and there's a larger gate on the east side. So what I'm going to do I'm just going to expand a little bit more along this place. And there's a hot spring if you go through the town, which is closed right now. So I'm just going to expand a little bit more. And I'm going to go through some of these areas. But like if you look, there's a bunch of stops along the way. And if we look at and I'm going to talk like on the route path. Right after the route path is where it's placed. Um, right after the route path is a place where supposedly Usui um, meditated for 21 days. And you know what? It's more than just meditation. It's a whole process what he did. Now, is that the exact place? Well, the energy is very feels very good there, very nourishing. And I'll talk a little more about that. Um, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, so I just wanted to show it's kind of this kind of circle here. So if I have, yeah, so you kind of enter here, like the main entrance area. You can go up a tram or I walk manually or by foot, I mean. So if you could go up the tram, it really saves a lot of time. And there's a nice area here that's very beautiful to sit there and you feel the mountains and the energy is super, super strong. And I only did that my first day I went. Otherwise, I just walk it up. And this is where you have quite a few of those god trees I'll talk about in a moment. And then you get to this main area, which has a big, nice, like sacred geometric um, shape, and it just cleanses you really well. And then the area that people look for the Reiki, it's just beyond that, which is I'll say the road less traveled because it's quite steeper and they still made it quite accessible. If you have a physical disability, it would be pretty hard though. If depending on your disability, you're walking upstairs, steps and down steps quite a bit. The area for Usui, the main one is this kind of area right here. So, whoops, I just wanted to make that bigger if I could do that. But Gate of the Guardians, number one. So that's where I go in on, I'll say the east side. Pagoda is where I was saying that's a beautiful, nice energy. I'm just pointing them out. There's a lot of places, and there's even maybe a little bit more than is shown here. Um, the shrine number 14 is when I walk up and I'll show there that's where those trees are, and the main hall, that's where the sacred geometry is. And yeah, number 36 is where those roots are, and 37 is where he did the meditation, supposedly his opening. A little bit different information on the internet when you look at it. And then 39, if we have a chance, like I just find the energy there. It's got warrior energy and it has beautiful energies too. So I think it's interesting if someone visited it. And I think what I'm going to say here is there's a mountain where there are beautiful energies. It feels like you see the trees are so high, there's cedar trees. They connect to the universe. So there's a whole bunch of things happening back and forth. I could talk about that a long time with what is and maybe if anyone wants to ask questions after we do the meditation, then I'll stick around for that. But um, there's a lot of death that happened on this mountain too. Samurai warriors, there's a lot of, so when you walk down the trail, sometimes I pick some of it up. Sometimes I just do the healings and move on. But there's quite a bit of activity. Um, okay, is that gonna let me go back? There we go. See if this. I hope I'm not boring anyone yet, but Yeah. Again, the entrance, and then you get to see like how many meters between. So, right, 200 meters, about 600 feet, and all the way to the main hall. I think it takes at least half an hour to walk up to that main hall. But like that's moving fairly quickly, and you stop and take quite a few breaths all the way through. But that's just giving a little idea of the space in between. And I say when you get from here to back to well, it's not Kibune, but that's just a half-hour walk coming downhill just here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go through the images a little bit. I'm just going to have this open. Wonder if I could have both open. Yeah, alrighty. I'm going to start with the entrance. I just want to show just a few pictures of this, not go too long at it. Because it's interesting. I didn't know any of this before I got here. I just decided to choose, when I was coming to Japan, I just decided to choose here because of supposedly that's where Usui got his opening, and it's quite interesting what you feel. So this is just the main entrance. If you look at, and I think if you look at Mount Kurama, this is kind of what you see at first. And over there to go in, it's 500 yen. It's about 5 Canadian dollars. So that's what it costs. If you come into the other fence, the other gate on the west side, I never have. It's I don't know if it's someone's there all day or not. I've never seen anyone there, but I always get there like late in the day. They close at 4:15 right now, and there's no one there. But I don't know how you would pay if you went in the other way. So that's that gate, and then go a little bit faster here. Um, yeah. So this is just that tramway, and it just the energy of the people who wait in this area is not good. That's the kind of it's not the greatest energy. I don't like. I was only in there once, but I did not like that. But then when you get to the top of that tram, and I haven't been able to go back because you got to get there by the tram. There's this. It's called a pagoda, and just on this right side of it, it's where it's just a amazing feeling just to sit there and look at the mountains. I did that for a few minutes. I was there with a guide, and she wanted to go, so I didn't stay very long. I could stay all day, just like I'm talking right now. I could talk about this all day. All right. Um, Again, we can come back to this after if anyone has questions. So I think what I'm going to do next is I'll just show pictures of the climb. Um, just like a lot of stairs, obviously, but it's beautiful. All these have kind of a label on them, and apparently I was told it's people who donated money, so they add their name to it. I don't think those are. I think those are. They're lit at night, but I think they are. I don't think it's candles. I think it's probably electric now. This is a place where sometimes you'll have ladles. I'll show you the ladles later, but take the ladle and you kind of cleanse yourself as you're going up the mountain. So the water, it's very, I'll say, clean water. There are no ladles on it at the at this time. I'm just going to point out for anyone who's into past lives and healing. So right behind here is another little area that you go in and pray. Well, a little bit to the right of it, I just kept seeing images of me and someone else, like a samurai sword fight, um, and that was like a long time ago, and it was just like energetically, I could see it still happening, so I stopped it, and I did some healing, and I grounded for that. Um, So that's my healing on that mountain. Everybody be different. And there's a lot. I went through a lot of different healing. So you kind of walk up like that. You just walk in on different, like I said, you got to be able to have mobility. A lot of people of all ages doing it, but it's a long trek up. This is a place where a lot of donations, a little donation box there, but this is where they pray for children who have passed, who have died. Um, so I was just kind of guided to bring that one up. Let me see. I did not show this one, but this is, yeah, that's like once you get past the main hall, this is what it starts looking like all the way up and down. I won't be showing too many of those, but that's kind of past the main hall. So I'll show you that after. Just got to get these controls out of the way for me. Okay. So this shrine here, this is oh, I was mentioning, trying to hide these again. Hide floating. There we go. Yeah. So I was mentioning um what did I call the name? The Yuki Shrine. If anyone's keeping track. Um that is right here, number 14. So this is you do your cleansing here, and that's where they have those ladles there right now. And then show you the next image. So the net this is where like you kind of walk through. You could go around. The first day I think I might have gone through, but I saw the trees, but it didn't mean much to me. So these trees here are those kind of god trees. There's three of them right there. And we're just gonna go through. You could see the bottom of it. Um, there's one of them. This one, the rope is older. It's been there longer. It's an older tree. Um, that's the significance of it. So here's what happened to me is my guide said those trees are gods. And then I'm like, well, those trees, I mean, there's no god in a tree. And then I was holding a recycling thing in my hand because you can't leave your garbage here. You always got to take your garbage home. They don't have many bins, but so I was, and it just dropped out of my hands and then I felt the energy and I'm like, okay, so there's something here. And it just got stronger. Like I visited this place probably 5 times now, and every time there's like really interesting things that happen. That's one of them. This is the other one right beside it. So the first one they're looking at was this one. This one has it's newer tree. Yeah, it says I'm newer, but I'm not that new. So it's been there a long time. Um, and I took a photo of myself in front of it. So, and let me see. This might be the tree. There's a third tree on the other side that I just uh noticed it. And when I was coming back down the hill, they are super strong. Their energy, like when I sit there and meditate, like I would just see the whole tree trunk come over me. It was kind of interesting. They're very for the most part, their energy is good. Some of them hold a lot of the pain of the warriors and the fighting. So when I see that, I just have the guides help clean and cleanse them. So there's trees all over the mountain like that. I mean, there's many, I'll just say. So now I'm gonna keep going to um time is going fast. I want to go to the main hall. So this is the main hall where it's basically where people stop, but there's a sacred geometry here. There's a shape where it just cleanses you. You just stand there and it cleanses you. Um, yeah, I have other photos. So that's a bigger one of it. And then there's these kind of pillars on each side. This is this main hall. They pray for the dead in there, from what I understood. Um, But they have a lot of DTs. That's number 26. Yeah. So I always when I go up the mountain that side, which I always have gone that side. I'm thinking of going the other side now today, but I just go there and stand there. You stand there 5 minutes. It's hard to be there a long time. There's always someone who wants to be there. There you go. And you can look out back down to how you came up. So that what does that have to do with Reiki? I'm sure, it's very cleansing before you go and do other stuff. There's the two kind of pillars, whatever they are for. Um, that's a main hall. I highly recommend going there. A lot of people walk around it. They don't know what it's about. And then there's other people are like asking me what I'm doing. I just stand there and other people, they really feel the energy. I see like lightning come in, electric lightning, and then it follows me around the mountain after that. So it's really neat. And I was with a person and she was releasing stuff and hurt herself, cut herself her hand open, and went to see the Buddhists. And I don't know what you call because we brought her to the men inside because there was men there, and they're like, oh, and then they brought to the woman in the administrative building who took care of her. While they're taking care of her, I was carrying all her bags, so I brought it with me in the middle of that area, and she came back like uh, way better off than when she left. Okay, so now we're going to continue. Um, all right. Next are the roots. So the tree roots. Go back. Uh, I actually, what's interesting is when I went here the first time. So these roots that's just how they grow. I think they can't go deep in some cases. So there's just roots all over. Um, So I just want to say it's very interesting. The first time and this is just a wide shot. So you come up this side and then you go up in the tree roots and then you can continue on the right side. So what's interesting is I hung out in these tree roots and then I took off on the right side. But then I found out if you go a little bit down this way to what I'll show you next is where Usui was. So it's not like if you just see these roots and take off, you're not going to find the area where like a lot less people there. I'll just say there's a lot less people there. It's quiet. So that was the roots. So if you got the roots, you're pretty close. And then this is the area. Let me see. I don't know if those are the same. Yeah, let me delete that. All right. This is a fallen. Apparently, he was meditating beside one of those. It's a tree with a spirit in it. So they might say God tree, they might say spirit, but you do not, people do not touch those ropes and the trees, they do not touch those trees. And this one fell and it crushed some that was kind of a building after. But I'll just tell you a story about that after. So there's kind of the trees on the left side here. It's a big area. That's just a bench. And there's a place here to cleanse with a ladle, you see. And again, I got a lot of photos. If someone wants to see some of it after, or I can certainly pass out that on. But I'm just going to go through the photos and I'll give a little story. Yeah, I think I showed that one. Yeah. Um, that's kind of a bigger picture of the area, and it's a lot bigger than what you see. There's a lot behind me. That's kind of no, that's just it. Like the tree is right here. That's the end of it. And you go like this is where I find it's very nice energy. I'm just checking with the mountain spirits as I talk about this to see if they got anything. And they're just like, oh, tell your story. I'm just gonna click back here. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So here, I was here I think it was my fourth trip there. My fourth trip, and I actually found this spot after doing a little bit more research. But I was there, and all the way through the mountain, because I was with the guide the first day, and she's like, "You're always going, mm-hmm." So I'm walking all these spots. You walk in, it's like there's a gate you go through, and you ask permission, and these spirits are like, "Yeah, okay, go in." And there's a lot of places where they're collecting money for the shrine, and you give a little a donation, money for each area you stop. You don't have to give much, and a lot of times I didn't, but when I got to more of these trees and the energy, I just like it's like I just it helps them with this mountain keep it clean too. Um, so I was there and I had been there for I don't know, maybe half an hour earlier, and I came back and I was there for another half hour, maybe a little more. Time goes fast, and I was about to leave, and I just felt and then I heard like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "Well, it's park is closing. I gotta go, like the mountain." And they're like, "Stay a little bit longer." And I felt in the exact order of this, I don't remember, but it just felt a bunch of love, like just so super strong energy. And I'm like, "Well, why are you giving me that now?" And then they're like, "Well, love is everywhere, and you just don't let it in. You have to let it in." So and they're saying, and he said, "Stay a little longer." And I said, I'm going to stay a little bit, but not long. So I stayed there 5 minutes, and I said, "I'm going." And they said, "Will you come back?" And I said, "Well, why don't you warm up the mountain a little bit more?" And I will. So, anyways, the weather's a lot warmer this week. I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but and I went back down the hill after that, and I stood at that another one of those god trees I pointed out, and I just looked at it, and I had not seen that one before, but I stopped, and everybody was pretty well gone because it was this place is closed. And then this woman's taking photos, and I didn't know, but I walked out and I saw her take photos, so I waited. Then I started talking with her, and she was on the same thing. She's coming to find uh, you know, where is this mountain? Her Reiki master told her to go and check it out and go feel the energy. So after that, I spent time and a lot of time with her doing different healings, bringing her to the spots. Um, Almost done. Time is going fast. Almost done. Almost done. So that is like the main area. I don't know if it's true that's where he was. And am I a groupie by going? I'm going to check out the energy. That's all I could say. I think it's beautiful, and I do feel, if I'm in British Columbia, I'll feel those energies, and uh, but this is consistent, and a lot of them, like I said, but there's also some energies that were not the greatest at first, so I did a lot of healings there for that. All right, so I'm gonna this Reiki energy, I'm gonna say what you feel and what you get from where you are, wherever you are in the world, is what you need at that time. And that's it. Like if I say, I heard them or I got the impression they said this, like or that's for me. You might get the same thing, you might get something different. But when we were leaving, so this was like, I'd say, I think it was 2 nights ago. Time goes fast. We're leaving out of the west gate, and I stopped, and I was talking with the person I was with, and we're just chatting away, and all of a sudden I felt in my hands like this, and I felt like Reiki. It was like getting a connection, strong connection, Reiki energy, and I was like, it is very strong. And I said, wow, like this is. I just felt um this strong, like because I've had the attunements, right? My Reiki master teacher, I've had the attunements, but this was like pretty strong. And then it hit my other hand, and it was really strong. Then it hit my spine, and my whole spine was tingling and moving. And I told her what is happening, and then it happened for her, like in her hands. So, and she's like, it's coming from that tree. And I was uh I'm just showing you a tree on a trail, but I'm going to go back because that was kind of, it's progressive. Every time I go, there's healing that happens, and and something new increases, and something nice lets go. So I think that's what I want to say about uh yeah. what is found. I kind of said that, right, about the energies. So it's like there's a lot of Buddhist kind of temples and shrines, um, and energies, but it's been shared by a lot of different um, people over many hundreds of years. And some people say, well, they rediscovered Reiki, or or Usui discovered Reiki, and whether he discovered or rediscovered, who cares? You're there for the healing. Who cares what, the people say, well, it's not Reiki energies, it's Mount Kurama energies, it's energies from these spirits that came in. I say, who cares? Even though they're telling me right now, well, it does matter. Well, as they're saying it right now, their voice is getting weaker because it doesn't matter. It's the energy of where you're going, no matter where you go in the world. So I'm just gonna make sure you guys are still there. And I think what we'll do is we'll go into we'll start the meditation. Um, so let me just make sure everybody can still hear me. Can someone just either put something in the chat or just say something, and then I'll continue.
Yes, we can still hear you.
Okay, thanks, Joe. So we can come back to that. Any questions about that after, or questions about Kyoto, we can do that after. I think what we're going to do, so we're going to do a pyramid meditation. I've done that with you before, most of you on here. And then we're going to, so place you in a pyramid. We'll do the pyramid centers, and then we're going to do some cleansing, and then we're going to bring in the flow of energies, abundance of this mountain. So, there is Reiki. It's kind of what I'm saying. There are Reiki spirit energies, the divine and sacred ones I'm going to bring in. But there's also the spirit energies of Mount Kurama. We'll bring that in. It's like that big tree, those god trees. So as I talk about it, it's already starting. But like maybe just relax. So we'll bring that in, and then what I'm going to do is it could take probably 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to look at as a group. I'll ask the quantum healing specialist what I should address for us as a group for healing today, which it could be strings, pathways, it could be oh my God, I'm forgetting my connection points. No, it could be connections points, strings, pathways. Oh, I'm going blank. Anyways, so from a subtle energetic viewpoint, we have an energetic template where I'll be looking at what we need to modify. So that's kind of different than Reiki healing, but I find it is so powerful and it makes big changes. So we're going to do it. All right. I'd like everybody to relax. I'm going to see skip, make yourself comfortable. And I'm just thinking about what I'm going to say. And I'm going to call in the specialist. And I know I could tell some people are already calling in their own way of protection. Please go ahead. Go ahead and do that. And I'm going to have the specialist do that for us to protect us. Um, just before I go a little further, I'm just going to talk about the pyramid centers. I'm sorry, I'm kind of taking a step back, but it's okay. A lot of you have seen these octahedrons. The top spin one direction, the bottom spin actually the same direction, but it's upside down, so it looks like it's going the opposite direction. So we have 6 of those octahedrons. And I'm just going to go through everyone with you. right before I do that, I'm going to say, my divine sacred team of light, provide each listener 144,000 divine and sacred angels who are excellent at providing prevention and protection and love to surround each person, each listener, and to cleanse their field. To cleanse the busyness from this holiday season and all the things that may or may not have caused stressors that each person does not need in their energetic field, in their physical body, in their spiritual body, emotional, physical, dimensional body. Let's just let that cleansing go. Let it happen. Cleaning and cleansing while getting your protection. And I'd like you to imagine while we're doing this that you're where you are right now, you're in a large healing pyramid. It can be uh, any color that you want. I often have them like golden pyramid. And within that golden pyramid, so we're going through dimensions here. So just go with it. Within that golden pyramid, there are divine and sacred beings who are bringing in all the most vibrant colors of the rainbows to help with the cleaning and cleansing. And they're filling up your body, all your bodies, your physical and your spiritual bodies, with the highest frequency of vibration of pure love and light. And so as you're in this pyramid, just sit there and focus on your breath for a moment. Just watch as you exhale and as you inhale. Breathe in, breathe in healing air, healing energy in your pyramid while you're in your pyramid, and just exhale it and let it go out. And let's look at our pyramid centers now. There's still cleansing happening. We'll work on the pyramid centers. So we're going to start with the foot pyramid. So the octahedron in the foot pyramid is between your ankles. And I'd like you to see if you notice this pyramid, this double pyramid, and what is it doing? Is it spinning? Is it vibrating? What color is it? Is it heavy? Is it kind of not vibrating like in the best way? Maybe it's kind of wobbling a little bit. What is it doing? You don't need to worry about how you're going to get it right. I'm going to tell you what to do, and I'll help you through it. So we just notice what it's doing and tell it to stabilize itself. So whether you see it or not, say stabilize yourself. And I'm going to say it also at the same time. So stabilize yourself. We're talking about the foot pyramid, stabilize yourself, and spin faster. Spin faster, spin faster, spin faster. Stabilize yourself, spin faster, as fast as needed for this moment. Now we're going to move up to the knees pyramid. Now look at the pyramid. Observe whether you see it or not, or feel it. You might hear it. What are you noticing about it? What is it doing? Is it shining or is it dark? It's spinning quickly or not? Tell it to stabilize itself. Stabilize yourself. Stabilize yourself and spin faster. Spin faster. Spin faster. Spin faster. Say stabilize yourself and spin faster. As fast as possible. Sorry, as fast as needed for this moment. Next one is the Dantian pyramid center, which is 2 finger widths below your belly button, inside your body. So what is that pyramid center doing? What are you noticing about it? We're going to come back and do some kind of manifesting for our flow from that Dantian pyramid after. So tell it to stabilize itself. Stabilize yourself. Stabilize yourself and spin faster. Stabilize yourself. Spin faster. Spin faster. Spin faster. As fast as needed for this moment. Next, we're going to the heart pyramid center. What are you noticing about that pyramid center? Tell it to stabilize itself. Stabilize yourself and spin faster. See a lot of nice, beautiful energy. Stabilize yourself, spin faster, spin faster, spin faster. Stabilize yourself and spin faster. Spin as fast as needed for this moment. Okay, now we're going to the throat pyramid center. What is it doing? What are you observing? Sometimes just observing changes. What it's doing kind of wakes it up, helps it heal. So throat pyramid center, stabilize yourself. Stabilize yourself. Stabilize yourself and spin faster. Spin as fast as needed for this moment. Spin faster. Spin faster. Spin faster, as fast as needed for this moment. Okay. Last one. The last one is the third eye pyramid center. I was just thinking of something else, but I'll come back to that later. Third eye pyramid center, observe what it's doing and tell it to stabilize itself. Spin faster. Stabilize yourself and spin faster and spin faster. And stabilize yourself. Spin faster. Spin faster. Spin faster. As fast as needed for this moment. So now those are all spinning optimally for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the Dantian point. And so I'm just going to go through and see what the guides give me. I was talking about strings and pathways and connection points. Well, the other one I was like, it eludes me, but it was the octahedrons, the pyramid centers. So, maybe there's an adjustment needed there. So we'll see what we get as a group. By your Dantian pyramid center. So I'd like you, if you can, focus there. We're just going to focus our energy there. It's where manifestation and creation is very strong. So what we're going to do is just keep letting go of this past week. And probably for some of you, it's quite a few weeks. Just busy life. And then we're going to allow in this large pyramid that we're each in individually and as a group. Each listener is in their own pyramid, but as a group, from a spiritual perspective, we're all working as one. So we're going to allow the flow to increase for more abundance to come in, abundance of love and joy. Those are all light. They are love and light, and is what you're made of. And when we don't feel it, it's just because some things are in the way. But we are all love and light. And allow that flow of manifestation and creation to just come in through you wherever it goes, whatever it needs to do to move you forward next year and even the rest of this year. And allow the flow of guidance from the right guides, the correct guides, the guides of highest love and light, the guides of the most divine and sacred love and light, who will take you exactly where you need to go and support you while you're there. And will allow the flow of the divine and sacred spirits, guides, angels, Reiki spirits, Reiki guides, Reiki angels from Mount Kurama. And those beautiful God trees come in and help us with prevention and protection, make sure we're safe in what we're doing, and make sure that light is connected with us and stays connected with us. And whether things are going well for you with family and friends or not, allow a cleansing to come in and happen for those relationships in your workplace also. To allow just a cleaning and cleansing, and I'm just watching it as it happens. So I said family, friends, could be your siblings, could be children, parents, and people you work with, people you see on the street. Just let it cleanse. Now things are slowing a little bit, so I'm just going to let that energy. There's a lot of work being happening, so just get that let that energy do the work. I'll keep calling in the light. And some of you are just feeling a release. It's okay to cry it out. It's okay to let it go. There's all these beautiful, bright colors, brightest colors of the rainbow. A lot of colors around you right now. I ask the divine and sacred angels to bring you vibrancy, to fill you up with a vibrant aura and a vibrant, energetic, and physical body. It's going to go a little bit, wait a little bit more. So we're stabilizing again. So the energy is coming back up. And if you remember the sacred geometry that I was showing before, you can picture yourself there at that main hall in the middle, which is a triangle, and you stand there and it cleanses you. It's like a 0 point field. It just allows everything that's not yours to go. And if you can imagine yourself there and bring in the things that on that in that area, the feelings or emotions, if you just have them in that area, they'll dissipate very quickly. So allow that to happen. I am just waiting for the energy to come up, and it's starting to come up quite a bit for everyone. So before I go do the healing, the group healing, the quantum healing, we're going to just make sure everybody's in a good place. It's really getting bright now. So I'm just going to talk to some of the very healing spirits on the mountain and see what else we got to do. They're just saying, just wait. They're saying you can come anytime. So whether you go in person or go with your mind, that they're listening. Just keep letting it go. Let that flow of energy. I'm going to say divine sacred specialists, adjust the energy as much as possible so these people can sleep tonight. So they can sleep comfortably and have beautiful dreams of love and light. So I'm just going to start the healing now. So that's probably going to take 10, 15 minutes. I won't be speaking very much. Just relax in your pyramid and stay there. And if you come out of it, that's okay. Try to put yourself back. And if it's too much, you just relax and don't worry about if you're doing exactly where you think you're supposed to be. You're connected as you need to. And as I do this quantum healing, if you do not want to be part of it, but you want to stay and listen, you just put the thought in your head you do not want the healing for yourself. And here goes. Just gonna mute myself because I'll be making a lot of noise here. Okay, so I'm about to do the healing, but I'm just guided to say a little bit about it first. So what we were working on, what I was shown, it was um, it's kind of the chakra number 7 of the 13 dynamic chakras. Chakra 7 is a throat chakra in that system of dynamic chakras. The 7 chakra is located in the throat and is used in manifesting and for self-protection, which what I brought up earlier. It's also the center of our external expression, our ability to say what we think, feel, see, desire, and detest. It also is the chakra that will ultimately bring a rejoining of the heart and mind through our external expression. This chakra is of great importance to our soul's journey as it allows us to express what we have learned. It allows us to pass on the wisdom of our soul, to share the information of our universal consciousness, and to express our intuitive nature. So I feel there's a lot of people that uh, on this call, and this is normal, but they're keeping a lot of stuff in that they can't say. This is helping kind of open that up so you can let go of that energy. Fix. I finished the healing, but please stay in the pyramid for a moment. And I'd like you to slowly start focusing on your breath and just kind of being aware, more aware back that you're in that pyramid. And that when you're ready, you're going to slowly exit that pyramid. Door will open. You'll leave the pyramid. It'll close behind you and seal itself. And I'd like you to, when you're ready, just start moving your fingers a little bit, maybe your toes. If your hand is somewhere on your knee or your leg, your lap, just maybe notice the weight of your hand. You're noticing your body until you come back into your body. Let's take the time you need.